We are 95% done with this van build. We still got a few little things that we need to get done, and one of them is our cooktop that we need to get installed. So in today's video, we're going to install that. We're going to run through why we went with induction and not gas, how long it's going to take to cook. We're going to do a few little tests and bits and pieces like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and it's going to be super helpful. If you're not sure which way you want to go, induction, gas, hopefully this will help you out. So the cooktop that we have gone for is from Dometic. It's a 2-zone cooktop that we got from my generator. We had an induction cooktop in our last van, but it was a portable one. So we had to put it away, get it out. It was a pain in the ass sometimes. So this time around, we've gone for an in-bench one. But we got 2 induction cooktops. In the last van, there was only the one. So I'm super keen to see how this turns out. So let's get started with getting it in. Oh, first, actually, a few little things that we did before getting this in there is that I installed 2 extra fans at the back. The fridge is going to be sitting underneath here, so we've got a fan for the fridge. This cooktop also has fans installed, so we installed 2 more fans just to keep that air flowing, so if the heat kind of builds up, it's going to move it around a little bit easier. Also, if you're interested in purchasing this unit from my generator, we have a code that gets you $30 off on your first order over $300. You can use the code below. It is WND30. But you can get anything on their website. My generator sells anything to do with camper vans, caravans, outdoor, the works. Whatever you're looking for, they will have it. So let's get this bad boy installed. This looks so much better. Let's turn it on and see if it's gonna work. Up here, we have our Renogy 240 volt inverter. This is our on and off switch. This is where we look after all of our batteries. It tells us our percentage there, how much is coming in from the solar. That will obviously drop when you start using more appliances and things like that. So that's where we turn that on. So let's see. It's looking good so far. Okay.
That was easy. Yeah. Just plug it in.
Plug it in, you're ready to go. So some pros and cons on why we decided to go with the induction cooktop over the gas. One of the pros is that we didn't have to cut a hole in the side of the van and have an enclosed box that then would cut into your bench space to hold the gas bottle. And then we're gonna have to be refilling that gas bottle. I'm not 100% sure because we've never done it, but I could say 2 weeks, depending on how much you kind of use the gas bottle.
And I think another problem with that, with refilling, is that in Australia we travel through some really remote areas. You might not find gas when you need it. Very good point. So if you run out and you've got nowhere to refill it, that sucks. Yeah. We think the induction cooktop looks so much nicer than the gas ones. So the gas ones kind of sit up. They do come with a lid, but like they're just a bit bulky looking. Like this looks smooth and it kind of follows the line of your bench top. You can kind of use this as extra bench space. You can put things on top, obviously being careful because it's glass. And cons of having induction? I can't think of any. One con would be, so all of your pans need to be rated for induction. But like these days, if you get a pan from anywhere, they're gonna work in an induction cooktop. It's so common these days. Maybe a few years ago, it would have been a little bit more difficult. So how we power this guy, we have a 3000 watt inverter in the back there. It's a Renogy one. And then we also have 600 watts of solar on the top and a 400 watt solar blanket, a portable solar blanket that we put outside. That's to recharge our 400 amps of lithium battery. Oh, and we also, when we're driving, we'll also charge the batteries. That should be more than enough to keep this running and keep a good kind of battery. 400 amps is quite a lot of battery power. Almost, we have 1000 watts of solar panels. I think we're pretty good. And then it's a 50 amp DC to DC charger. I think another con that a lot of people think of is the energy. That like if you have gas, you don't use your energy. But we have more than enough. So that's not a problem for us. So in our last van, our induction cooktop was, I think it was a 2400 watt. We also had just over 400 amps of lithium battery, but we only had 500 watts of solar and a DC to DC charger. And I don't think there was once that we ran out of battery without driving and some good solar. Sure, if you're parked up somewhere and it's cloudy days for a whole week, you're gonna have a problem in this scenario. So there's pros, like everything to do with van life, there's a pros and cons on everything. You run out of gas, you're in the middle of nowhere and you can't use cooktop. Or you might run out of power because you've got no sun. So like,
it's kind of each to their own. We didn't want to have gas inside here either in case there was a leak and we're sleeping here and all that type of stuff. So it was another personal thing too.
All right, let's do a test now to see how long it takes to heat up water for 2 cups of coffee.
Yes, and these are quite big cups. So I'm going to fill these up with water, pour them into there so we get the exact amount. I'm going to say these are like
500?
Nah, a little bit less, maybe like 440s.
Okay. Are we going for the maximum power?
Let's do maximum power on the 1300 watt side. Let me get my phone. And we're going to time it how long it would take to do those 2 cups. So that's just a normal cup of coffee for both of us in the morning. How long
do you think?
I think under 5 minutes.
Minutes?
Yeah, for under 5.
I was gonna say like 1 minute.
No, you're dreams. We're 15 seconds in. You don't make coffees in the morning, do you?
20 seconds in. Nothing has happened.
So we'll cut it once, like you get some good kind of boiling. So while that's running, let's check to see how much juice that guy is using. So on the full speed on the 1300, he is using 95 amps.
Where does that happen?
So the 95 amps plus I think we're getting about 15 amps from the solar panels as well. We are using some lights here and here. Probably 95 amps, you're looking around 1100 watts, thereabouts. It's just not doing the full 1300 because we are getting solar coming in from the sun, yeah. Nice. So it discounts that.
Yeah. So is 95 a lot?
95 isn't a lot. So our inverter is rated to 3000 watts, which is around 250 amps. So 95 amps, we're well shy of the 250 amps that our inverter can handle.
Oh, I see some steam. 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And I see some bubbles already.
Yeah, like depending on how you want your coffee, this could be ready to go. And we're 3 minutes in.
Progress. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And yeah, that's bubbling.
So I would stop this now for our coffees.
Yeah, definitely.
But like if you were looking for proper boiled water, maybe you'd do another minute. But see, 5 minutes and 50, say let's call it around 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's done.
That's fast. That's super fast. Would be even faster if we put a lid on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's been a month or so that we've been using this cooktop here. We've definitely put it to the test. We're just going to cook some lunch now. Pros and cons on it so far. Now that we're a month in, what would you say?
I don't see any cons with this.
To be honest, yeah.
It's very good. It heats up super fast, a lot faster than our first van.
Yeah, so you don't end up using that much power as much as you think because you're just heating things up way faster. And this having 2 burners is amazing, so you can cook 2 things at the one time. We have actually had this running and an air fryer running on, like this was on low, and then the air fryer running on its normal temperature, and no issues whatsoever.
One thing that we noticed that we need to be really careful with is what we put in this cabinet. So we can't put anything glass or heavy here because when we're driving, things move around, and then if we open this, stuff falls. So if it's something heavy, something glassy, it can break this. Yeah. So we almost had an accident. Yeah, one way around that could be is if you could put a little lip across here, and then it would stop things from falling out. But now we're just keeping like soft things on this part of the cabinet. Yeah. That's one way around it. But yeah, let's cook lunch. Let's get lunch done. You can probably tell, like, see, just that we're talking for 30 seconds. This is already heated up enough for it to cook the butter. So I do have this currently cooking on level 6, and it's sizzling away perfectly. We are using, how much? It's currently at 31. I guess it's knocked itself down. It does like its internal. There we go, 80. You should peaking at 81. 81 amps. To cook this, you're using 81 amps per hour, but I'm only going to be cooking this maybe 5 minutes, 10 tops. The chicken's quite thin, so it's not going to be, how much is that? 8 amps then? If you're using 10 minutes, you're only going to use 8 amps out of 400. I think we're pretty good. We'll get from our solar panels easily that back in 1 hour. But tell us what we got for lunch today. What's on the agenda? We have like a salad bowl, so it's spinach on the bottom, quinoa, carrots, broad beans, tomatoes. We still need to add avocado, some cheese, and then the shredded chicken on top.
Yeah, we do actually have, Dani laughs at me, a chicken shredder. This thing is the best.
It's really good.
Yeah, you're gonna see how easy it is to shred chicken.
We'll leave the link in the caption.
Yeah.
It's from Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, he really wants to show you his shredding.
But I did make a mistake with the amp hours on this one. We did a quick calculation. If it was going to be around 80 amps per hour, we use it for 10 minutes. It's around 13 amps. But now let's bang this guy.
Shred some chicken.
Let's shred some chicken. Let's do a little bit. I don't normally put this all in there, but. Is that not the easiest way to shred chicken instead of putting it in a container, shaking it, and then there's still chunks?
Good job, Wadey.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, now we are going to enjoy this beautiful lunch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it was helpful for you if you're deciding on which way you want to go with your cooktop. I would highly recommend looking into the Induction cooktop. Price-wise, pretty much the same. Function-wise, personally, I think way better.
I like this one too.
Yeah.
Approved.
Done. See you guys in the next video.
Bye.